Yes, people, man. Waffled on in the building, man. Listen, yeah, we're gonna have to talk about this game today, man. Big up to man like Football Rig in the building. We say, my bro, yeah, how you doing, my bro?
Not good, bro. First of all, guys, hit the like button and subscribe to Waffle Down.
You know,
And
I ain't even done a thumbnail or nothing, bro. I just gone live because you know, what I mean, I just want to talk about it, man. But
yeah,
you know
man.
what, man? There's a
Let
lot
it out.
to
Let it out.
there's a lot to talk about today. I think today, and the one thing that you don't do in a game like that is lose it in the literally the last seconds of the game.
Dagger. It's a dagger, bro. It was a dagger.
You know, these men are 3 points behind us, you know. Let's have a look at the table. Let's have a quick look at the table.
Yeah, they are 3 points. I just looked at it. 3 points behind us. And if City wins, they will be 2 points behind us. So honestly speaking, I'm not so confident now with the league, especially now that we have to go to Etihad. It's not looking good. Honestly, it's not looking good. Arteta single-handedly just effed it up for us. I mean, it is what it is. Yeah, there you go.
Look at that. Look how tight that table's looking now. It's crazy. 3 points. City. I'm just counting City as winning that game. I don't think that they're going to lose against Sunderland today. I think they're going to be. Tough today. Shout out to my address. Big up to you in the building. We got all the. Big up to Gianni in the building. We got all the Affinity Stones in here today, man, because we're gonna break this game down today. And the first thing I noticed in this game, my compadres, is our midfield. Sorry if I can hear some knocking going. One thing I noticed in the second half is the midfield. We're getting dominated. All Emery done is brought in some legs in the midfield, and that was it. They overrun us. I was thinking, Ethan, bring Ethan on, because this is the type of game, yeah, where you just go for it. Yeah, you have to just go for it. It's no point just sitting there and thinking, let's just see it out. You have to go for these games. In a way, though, yeah, I'm happy we didn't draw again. I know that might sound bad, but I'm happy because draws don't do nothing for us. Draws never do anything for us. What, that would have been our fourth draw. Someone else talk, man, because I'm pissed off right now. Someone else talk, man. Anyone could go first.
We got dominated in the midfield. 3 passes. I counted 12 different times where it only took 3 passes to go through our midfield and already be on the attack. Where's this best left back that everybody's talking about with Calafiori? Guys trying to tell me when they don't watch City out, when I've been saying for 2 years this guy's dog shit, but nobody wants to listen. He was ripped apart the whole game. Whole game was ripped apart. He's got a yellow. He doesn't play the next game. So now what? Now we're going to risk Lewis Skelly, who's a shambles at left back? Why isn't he in the midfield? Why isn't Lewis Skelly in the midfield? Zubimendi, I mean, the sad thing is we need Rice to get some rest. But after just seeing what we saw with Zubimendi, like what are we doing here? Saka, I don't even know where to start with him. Either the manager doesn't realize Saka can't play touchline winger, or they're just both in denial where Saka is at this point. I mean, and then Odegaard, Waffle, what did we say 3 weeks ago? He should never start for this fucking team again. Never again. Never again. Why was Eze moved out to the left wing? Why was Trossard even put into this game knowing he's hurt, knowing we need him down the stretch when this guy has been our best overall offensive player this season so far? Now we got to worry about what he's got. We moved Timber into center back when everybody in the world who knows Timber is dog shit at center back. He was dog shit at center back with Ajax. He's dog shit at center back on a national team, even when he's paired up with Virgil van Dijk. And Ben White, who's an original center back who got moved to right back, he doesn't get put in his original position. Like, is it me or is this Arteta's ugly head rearing again at the same time that we always say December, January, February are the 3 months that determines Arsenal's season? We always screw up in this time frame, in these 3 months, when all the games start coming thick and fast, and all of a sudden, he always just throws it up. And then on top of it, shout out to Southern Gooner. He had just said this on Lee Gunner. I don't know if you guys know this. Unai Emery's record against Arsenal, 4 wins, 1 draw, 1 loss at Aston Villa. Waffle, how long ago was it when you and me were on? 3 weeks ago?
Yep.
We talked about this specific fucking game 3 weeks ago, that we need to get our shit in order coming into this game because this is our bogey team. Since Unai Emery's taken over this team, this has been the bogey team for us every year. Last year, we blew the 2-0 lead. Within 8 minutes, they tied us 2-2, and everybody got gassed by the handball goal by Havertz. And then when it turned out to be a draw, we got back to reality again. When is everybody going to realize that in this time period, this is when Arteta shows, for one, he ain't the fucking coach to get us to win. 2, $15 million down the drain. Where's all the people talking about these set pieces? And the next question after that is, so how long are we really waiting for Saliba to come back? Because I still haven't heard anything on how long Saliba's out, or are we hiding that again? Because Mosquera's confirmed 6 to 8 weeks. And let's all remember something. If Saliba's out till January, guess who we play at the end of the month? Villa again. Everybody was talking crazy about, oh, we look fantastic with Bayern Munich. Still think that was a good idea to throw all them players on? Look how many legs dropped after fucking Bayern Munich. What are we doing here? What the fuck are we really doing here? It's absolute nonsense. Once again, it's absolute nonsense. What of any of this that I have said makes any sense? Risking players who we know we need further down the stretch. What happens now if Trossard is out for maybe the same amount of time as Mosquera, 6 to 8 weeks? Gyökeres looks lost because there's no link-up play from the number 10 position because Odegaard doesn't know how to go forward. He looked good 2 times. The one pass that he made and the one shot he took. That's it. That's it. Martinelli's lost. Martinelli was lost in that game. I mean, I'm sorry about going on the rant, but this is just fucking ridiculous at this point now. This is just ridiculous with what's going on. It's legit the same shit over and over again. This one just came 2 months early. Because last month it was when we ran into Manchester United with the fucking FA Cup, then Villa right afterwards. And that was what, February last year? End of January, beginning of February. So a month and a half early, we've already arrived again on a £1 billion squad, on a squad that got £300 million injected into it this summer. Best squad in the league. Best squad in the league. 3 injuries. 3 injuries and a stupid managerial mistake took us this far in 1 week. If we drew with Villa last year, no, the year that we blew the 4-point lead, the second year, 23-24, we had 5 draws the whole season, and we lost. Had we drew, this would have been draw number 4. This is loss number 1. We only got 2 more losses to match what we did last year. It's bullshit, man. It's bullshit. Over and over again, it's bullshit.
Someone else speak, man. Someone else speak. Hey, open floor.
Yeah, listen, it's frustrating, to be honest. And you're muted, by the way. Sorry, I didn't hear you. Yeah,
go. Floor's open.
That's gone too.
In classic boomer fashion on my part. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
No. Go ahead and talk because there's some knocking in the background. So I just.
I have the kettle on, so you go ahead. I'll be right back.
Sure. Okay. So for Arteta, why I blame him in this? We know that we don't have our defense. We don't have Gabriel. We don't have Saliba. So we know that our defense are not sound. In Capier and even Timber playing as center back is not really that good, to be honest. But the only way for you to win such games is you go and attack. The best way to defend is to attack. I don't care if we concede 2-3 goals, as long as you outscore them. But he's been playing so conservative, and he failed even to do that, to conserve the defense, to be, not allow him. He gave him a lot of space. We made Watkins look like he's R9. We made Rodgers look like he's Ronaldinho with those dribbles that he had with against our defense. It's ridiculous. And regarding the set pieces that my friend here just mentioned, I don't think it works without Gabriel and Saliba. I'll be honest. They are quite critical for the set piece routine that we have. And regarding Eucharist, I don't understand why the hell did we sign this player if he's going to keep playing Mikel Merino. Why did we sign Eucharist? If you're so convinced that Mikel Merino is a good number 9, why the hell did you sign Eucharist? You gotta give him a chance. You gotta give him a run. You gotta keep feeding him to score. This is the type of number 9 that we signed, but you're not giving him the chance to play, to get in form. And on the pitch, when he plays, you're not feeding him. Like you said, the number 10 is not feeding him, the wingers and all that stuff. Secondly, why the hell did you sub off Saka? He was our best player.
I strongly disagree with that. I strongly disagree.
Let's agree to disagree, but I'm saying he was the best of the worst bunch, right? At least I can say that, right? Trossard came in, he scored, and yet he was subbed off. So the best 3 that you have in attack, Trossard, Gyökeres, and Saka, you sub them off, and you're chasing the game. And you allow them to gain momentum, and you allow them to gain confidence again, and they stab it up with a dagger, and that's genuinely what happened. And we wasted 45 minutes with that stupid ass lineup from Arteta, where they scored a goal, and we could have done something from the beginning. Gyökeres should have played from the beginning. If Trossard is injured or he's not fit or he's not ready, why the hell is he on the bench to begin with? If he's not fit, for me, if he's on the bench, that means he's ready to go. He's ready to play. So you get him in, he scores the equalizer for you, and then you sub him off. Like this super sub gimmick from Martinelli is going to work every time you bring him on the pitch. It's ridiculous and stupid from Arteta beyond recognition, in my opinion. And he cost us this game single-handedly. Yes, you want to blame the defense. We have a lot of injuries. You want to say, oh, it's been only 2-3 days and we're not having enough rest. That's on you. That's on you to manage your personnel, to manage the players, for you to rotate. But if you decide to run your players down to the ground, then this is the backlash you're going to get. Players are going to feel fatigue. Players are not going to perform to the levels that we're expecting them to play, such as Zubimendi, such as Rice. Rice have been playing every single game. Cup game, UCL, every game he's playing. Man, I'll just pass the mic here, man. I'm just frustrated and I'm clouded because I'm angry, to be honest. But it is what it is. And honestly, I feel we're not going to win this league as well. So it is what it is.
Yeah, I'm fucking fuming. Pardon my French. I am fuming. All I asked for, I mean, I don't really ask for much on my birthday, but all I ask for is for Arsenal to fucking mash up my fucking weekend.
Happy birthday, my brother.
I mean, like, ultimately it was yesterday, but still, I mean, like they no, but yeah, that's up to you both, man. But I mean, like, I absolutely I love welcoming in the new year with a result like this. You know, we need to have uncomfortable conversations, and there are plenty of people that are avoiding these conversations like the plague, simply because they have gotten so emotionally invested in players who are subpar to wear this badge, and this manager who, I swear down, maybe by far one of the most incompetent, inept losers to ever grace the sport altogether. Because I'm here to tell you, everyone's talking about, oh, well, he's done such a marvelous job. He's done such a incomparable job. I'm here to tell you this. You could find any random stranger on the street. You could give them £1 billion, 6 years, unquestioned authority and support. Give them the keys to the club, and they can still produce the same thing that Arteta has done. You give all of those factors to an experienced manager, they are getting over the line with half the money spent. And we are now In phase 6, it's gonna be what? Arteta's 6th year coming in, rather like arriving in a few weeks' time, right? But he's learning on the job. Okay, when do we actually see that? Rather, when is he supposed to be demonstrating that he is learning on the job? Because he's still making the same foolish, naive mistakes time and again. But of course, when we bring it up, right? When we articulate that, that we can see the writing on the wall. Oh no, we have an agenda. No, I'm here to tell you this. Anyone still backing this fraud, they have an agenda. Like, the real agenda is backing a manager and backing players that are inferior and not worth and not up to the quality of scale to wear the badge and to support the club. That they are defending these individuals at the expense of Arsenal, at the expense of moving forward. And I mean, like, we must be living in a social experiment. We honestly must be. We must be in some type of, like, very cultivated sandbox environment where people can basically see, like, how much can we push these groups of individuals, down a path of despair and down a path of down a path of just perpetuity. I mean, like, all this is just perpetual. We have seen the writing on the wall. Personally, as you know, like, I've been chatting about this since the beginning of the year, since Arteta's been hired. We're not winning anything this year. And at this point, I'm okay with writing this season off, because I need this manager gone. I need at least 3/4 of this squad gone. And there's no reason, and it's very clear and evident why Kroenke had hired Berta. It's also very clear and evident why they had hired Michele. Like, they are going to be the two driving factors after a post Arteta regime. And again, like, there are still so many people backing this manager for what he has done. He's accomplished nothing. He's accomplished nothing unique that could have not been done by any other manager. But I can guarantee you this, though: no other manager in the world is spending £1 billion over 6 years at a proposed elite club. Because, right, we all purport Arsenal to be an elite club, right? A big club, 3rd biggest club in England, global brand. I mean, we are a big club. Only verbally, only on paper. Because when it comes down to brass tacks, when it comes down to getting over the line, when it comes down to actually recruiting the top talent, that's a bridge too far. Like, people, people. I mean, I understand why some people may be a little bit more defensive of Martin Odegaard. Personally, I don't rate him. You know that as very as well as I do, Sammy. Right? I don't rate Odegaard for fuck all nothing. And today is just another example of that. This manager,
you want to sell him.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I would have sold him last summer. Because again,
I would sell him as well.
At this point, tell him he's not a part of the squad and send him somewhere and ship him off in the winter.
But you're absolutely correct. But we know why that won't happen, simply because this manager defends players that are his favorites, and we also know how stubborn this manager is.
I want to talk about that.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Sorry. No. On that note, let's just segue to that. Yeah. Was Odegaard the right choice starting this game today? Because he had already started the Brentford game. How can you start Odegaard then ship out Eze to the left? Yeah, what kind of management is that? So I want you guys to talk on that. Sorry, I need to do the thumbnail. I need to do all the stuff. I got to get through the chat as well. So yeah, please
because that was the dream. That was the dream that he sold on how he was going to win the league this year. Correct. Was have Eze as the left wing, and everybody bought the bullshit.
And additionally as well, we also know that this manager is so incessantly stubborn that he needs to prove everyone wrong, especially a legend like Tony Adams, who has already come out in public, and got a lot of heat from all of the Arteta gonad ticklers and Arteta sexuals saying, "Oh well, Tony Adams, he's not a real Arsenal fan." Are you out of your mind? It is, as I was saying to you, the other day, Sammy. When we really deep all the attacking midfielders in the at the Emirates era, when we as well as deeping the captains that we've had over time as well. I mean, like for me, like Odegaard makes William Gallas look like he has a spine and a sack.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and the fact, and again, like just the fact that we are still defending players who are just not good enough. Like, why? Outside of the fact that they are so emotionally invested in players and the idea of a manager getting over the line, simply because they want to be proven right, despite the fact that they have that. I mean, like, there is nothing tangible that they can grasp onto and defend. I'm ranting. I'm sorry, but I mean, like, I'm absolutely fuming. You know, like, and again, like, it's December. You know, like,
Chelsea down, you man are losing, bro. So you can't even talk to me right now. But go on.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm gonna wrap up with this. You know, Villa now, they're only 3 points behind us, and City as well. If they win today, they're going to be 2 points behind us. City has already closed an 8-point gap years past, and that was back in what, March, April? This is December. So again, we can all celebrate our top of the Premier League and Champions League trophies in November. You'll never sing that. I mean, like, but and is your trophy gold? Who fucking cares? Like, our trophy is now rusted. It is rust. It is gangrenous. We are doing absolutely nothing. And like, to get over the line, and I'm telling you, like, I'm okay with writing the season off. I want this. I need this manager gone. He was never good enough to play as a midfielder for Arsenal. He was never good enough to manage this club. And the fact that there are people still defending him as if he was a legend is the most heinous, disrespectful, and disingenuous activity that they could be doing.
Facts.
Yeah, but regarding what you just said about Odegaard and Eze, in the second half, let's assume, okay, we started Eze on the left and Odegaard as on number 10. What I would have done is play Odegaard and Eze in the same formation, and get Trossard on the left, because like I said, I mean, for me, the best defense is to attack. I don't care about the records. We want to break Chelsea's record and all that stuff about least goals of the season. I couldn't care less. For me, is winning the game. So if they are scoring against you, and you know that your defense is bad, like I said earlier, just play Odegaard, play Eze, play Martinelli or Trossard on the left, Gyökeres up front, and Saka on the right. I'm quite certain the players that I just mentioned, we're gonna create a bunch of chances for Gyökeres, and also we're gonna score a lot. We might concede a lot, 100%. I'm not gonna say we're sound defensively with Nketiah and Timber, but still, I think would have scored more than them. What do you guys think?
Completely disagree. Okay. First and foremost, this is how you know Arteta's a dog shit manager. There's been millions of managers throughout the history of time that if both of your starting center backs are hurt, you pull it back in and you sit and counter. That's off top how you know Arteta doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. That's number one. Number two, the injuries are not even worth an excuse. They're not. They're not worth an excuse at this point, because it shows you're not a good manager. Because number one, why is Zubimendi still receiving the ball back towards the midfield? This has been a conversation for 3 weeks. He can't do it. Why is Rice still bombing forward? Because here's the problem. If you start Odegaard and you still bomb Rice forward the way that he wants Rice to play, who's covering the back line if Villa's counterattacking with that pace and what the midfield was doing to us? So you're not winning either way. You're just not. Number one. Number two, it doesn't matter if Gyökeres is starting as striker. He does not want Eze at the number 10 while Odegaard is in the position. It's not going to happen. That's why he was moved to the left wing. So all that is null and void, because it's not going to happen. Because this manager, we know, is going to sacrifice and die on the hill of his starting 11. If Trossard was not at the level that he was at right now, as a starting left wing every single day.
But he's done against West Ham.
Left wing. No, he doesn't. No, he doesn't.
He did it.
Because Trossard is our best finisher. So he should be in the team no matter what.
I understand.
That is why Odegaard should never start for this team again.
He did it against West Ham.
Trossard is our best finisher. You don't leave your best finisher on the bench. He's not a mastermind to pull that off. We need all the goals.
But he did it against West Ham, right?
That's been the problem for this team. Goal scoring has always been the problem in crunch time for this team. So it doesn't matter. We screwed ourselves when we took him off and tried making him the super sub when we bottled the 8-point lead, when he should have started and he threw Gabby Jesus back on. When are we going to learn that he needs to be a starting 11 no matter what? So, like you said, if he's hurt, he should have never even been on the team. He should have never been with the team, should have never got subbed in the first place. Doesn't matter if he gets the goal. But if he's 100%, Trossard has to start. This is why Odegaard should not be on this team. Why is it that as soon as Odegaard gets put onto the team, the whole tempo of our offense gets stopped by 75% and we're moving slow like we've done in the previous year, like we did last year when we threw the league away, and we have no two-touch move like we have with Eze. Eze gets the ball 3 touches, the ball's gone, and we keep moving. And then he's doing the same thing that made when everybody was questioning and saying, oh, was Eze worth the buy and all this before he had the hat trick against Spurs? Look at where Odegaard's starting position is to get the ball. If you're playing as a number 10, why are you getting the ball just ahead of of your own 18-yard box? What's the point of Rice bombing forward then to cover all that space? He's a number 10. Play directly behind the striker and play link-up play with the striker. And I agree with you. Mikel Merino should not be starting for this team. He shouldn't be. I'm so sick of this nonsense. The false 9 has not worked. It has not worked. It didn't work with Gabby Jesus. The only false 9 that it was working with was Trossard. He shot us in the foot on purpose because it wasn't Gabby Jesus, who now we've all learned 3 years later is not the fucking man to do it. And he's too injury prone because Arteta has ran him into the ground. Saka, what was his best position with scoring goals when he's playing more like a right 10 rather than a touchline winger? Saka is getting killed because he's too far away from the net. He's getting killed. He does not have the first step that he used to have from this hamstring injury. We don't even know if he's been completely healed from that injury because we rushed him back last year because we were gassing up that we were going to win the Champions League. So across the board, the injuries are self-inflicted. So injuries are no longer an excuse because the manager has continued to do it throughout the entire squad. So we're not doing this no more with the injuries. So the next topic is he doesn't know what the hell he's doing. Because any manager, if you're just looking at it at base level, this is the hottest team in England right now. They beat City. The only loss that they've had in the recent games was the one-off to Liverpool. That's it. They started the season off terrible. They had, 3 losses and 1 draw? And since then, no, because they only got 3 losses. They had 2 losses and 1 draw at the beginning, and since then they've had 1 loss and have won all these games. They got 9 games now since the beginning. If your defense, if you know your defense is shit, you know it's not your true center back pairing, you should be sitting back and trying to hit on the counter, which is another reason why Odegaard shouldn't have started. You need a goal scorer in Eze. You need the pace of Martinelli on the left wing because Trossard is hurt and shouldn't be playing, and you need the pace of Saka on the right wing, and you need Gyökeres's pace as the front man. Not some false 9 nonsense when we weren't even pressing to begin with. Because that's what everybody claims with these false 9s, is that they're great at pressing. Mikel Merino didn't press anything today. Barely knew he was on the field.
He was pressing the pitch as he was, flopping all over the place.
Exactly. So if we know our defense is crap, and again, everybody's known Timber's been dog shit at center back since he played at Ajax. So that should have never been put there. Again, Ben White is a natural center back. He can't play right back no more. I'm sorry to tell everybody, Ben White cannot play right back no more. He's blown his pace. He's always caught out of position. And then when you have an inexperienced and bad player at center back, when he's the best right back in the world, why would you even put White in that position? So that is all on the manager. Again, this loss is 100% on the manager. I'm not blaming the players because, one, Saka has been like this the whole season, so I'm not surprised by this play. Eze, who's been one of our better players since he got hot and he's been playing more further forward, has been taken out of the position for a guy who is playing nothing different than the dog shit style of play that he was playing last year. This is all on the manager. You can't tell me if you had, let's take here, the only manager that would not look at this from a defensive standpoint playing on the road to the most successful team at home in all of Europe. It's not just England. Villa have the best record at home in all of Europe. You are not going to tell me that you should be going there trying to play offensive when your defense is going to be left that wide open. No way in hell. No way in hell. We've seen it time and time again. Ancelotti with Real Madrid had Carvajal and Tchouaméni as his two center backs, told the team, sit back, we're playing defense, hit on the counter because we can't afford to play because our true center backs are not there. Real managers know this type of shit. Arteta doesn't because, as the doc said, 6 years later and £1 billion later, he's still learning on the damn job. Whether anybody wants to admit it or not, he's still learning on the damn job. Again, everybody can be happy with Bayern Munich. Bayern Munich should have been looked at as a throwaway game in the Champions League. We were going to get our points no matter what. All the guys should have been rested. It doesn't matter if you get slapped up by Bayern. The boys are ready to go to get through this because, again, whether anybody wants to hear it, and I'm going to finish on this, we do not have the heritage in Champions League. Arsenal is not winning the Champions League. Sorry to tell everybody this. Every team that has had no heritage in winning the Champions League have a 5 to 7 year building period at least to win trophies and gain the mentality before you press on for the Champions League. Happened with Chelsea, happened with City. We are not going to be the one-off English team to go on and win the treble with no history in Europe. It ain't happening. So Bayern should have been thrown away. You take the loss or take a draw, rest your boys up and get through this period because now, with the likelihood of this lineup, Odegaard's going to be our starting number 10 against Everton coming up away, which we always have dropped points at because we can't break the low block. And once again, now we got to play Crystal Palace with we don't know how long these injuries are going to be for the League Cup. And we've all said on different streams that if Arsenal can't win at least the League Cup, we're showing once again we don't have the mentality to push on to go and win the whole thing at the end of the year. And then, like I said, we got Villa again. And it doesn't matter if it's at home because, again, Emery's record since taking over Villa is 4 wins, 1 draw, 1 loss. So this is on him. I'm not hearing no more of these injuries thing. That excuse has been thrown out the window now with all the signings and all the spending in the offseason this year. It's not a factor no more. Either you got the balls to figure out how to put it together and win, or you don't. There's no more excuses with that.
Yeah, well said, Johnny, man. It's sometimes before you calm down, you have like a reaction to, you know, a situation, a scenario and stuff like that. Yeah. But I feel that my reaction is going to be the same even when I've calmed down a bit, when I even when I think back about the game, because we should have won this game. Although Villa played very well today, I still felt that we, you know, once we scored, and this is this, it feels like Sunderland all over again. You know, we had the emphasis to go on and win this game, and once again, we just capitulate. And if you look at our results over the last,
real quick, bro, you know what the problem is with that? With comparing it to Sunderland, is Villa's the team more than any other team that got fucked by PSR at the beginning of the year and downsized their squad.
Yes.
So when you put that into the context that we spent $300 billion, they didn't spend a damn thing. They're even talking about sending Harvey Elliott back on loan to get somebody else in because Harvey Elliott's been bullshit with them. When you throw that aspect on, it actually makes you madder. Because this is the team that got screwed by PSR, had to downsize their squad. Because remember, Marco Asensio and Rashford were supposed to stay until they got hit that they didn't make the Champions League, had to let them go. They added one guy in that kid, Guessand, who really hasn't done much for them. He's been spotty here or there. But, I mean, they've downsized the squad. We added $300 billion, supposedly. And, again, I agree. We do have the best squad in England, in my opinion. But that's what makes this situation even worse.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Definitely. And when you look at the managers as well, you know, who wanted it more today? Arteta or Emery? I know these guys, Emery was at home, but I don't kind of like, I can't do the, well, we've just lost. Yeah, his second game. It was what Cape was saying in the group, that we've only lost like 2 games or 1 game in 18 games or something like that. I can't subscribe to that, because every game for me, we have to go with the attitude of that we can win that game, not rely on other teams like Man City to mess up today. It's ridiculous, and the manner of the loss is embarrassing. So I can't sit here and just say, well, we just lost 1 game in 18 games. It's not good enough. Yeah, we're supposed to be looking to win this league, and it's the way we lost is embarrassing and frustrating. I'm sure you guys must be frustrated. The way we just gave up possession in the box, the balls ping-ponging and everything. You know, how many players can we rely on, in this run now? Because obviously we've got our centre-backs out now. You know, Timber is being stretched. Do you know what I mean? Centre-back, you know, Ben White. Lots of players have just come back from injuries, and they're just the thing that gets me, stop the waffle, but I'm the waffle done, yeah? The Eze left wing confused me today.
You know, I'm going to tell you what that directly reminds me of. It is near exactly the same, like when Wenger had played Arshavin on the left wing, like all those years. Like, so mind you, like Arshavin, he was always a second striker. He was always like a second striker, attacking midfielder kind of player. And that was what he had made his career over at Zenit. Like winning, winning like the UEFA Cup. I think it was like in 2007, and also how he made his name in the Euros in 2008. It is why we had signed him, and he got his best results in that 10 role right behind the striker. But in classic fashion, like Wenger had ultimately played him out on the left wing, like a season or 2 afterwards, and he ran out of form simply because that's not his position. And what's ironic is that, like all these like Arteta gonad ticklers, they always say, well, this isn't FIFA, this isn't FIFA, this isn't a game. Like we just can't be putting players all over the place. Yeah, you're absolutely right. We can't. Just because like a player is an attacking midfield doesn't mean that they can play on the wings. Like some players are just better more centrally, like with more space. Like we have seen it as well, like a little bit on like with Ethan Nwaneri. Like he has performed a little bit better on the wing than he has in the 10. Not to say that he hasn't done a decent job in the 10. But what is so, I think what is just so frustrating is that like we're seeing the same things over and over again. And after 6 years, if we're still saying, well, Mikel's still learning something, he's still trying to grasp a concept, I'm here to tell you, if he's not grasping that concept after year 1 or year 2, he's never going to grasp the concept, period. This is rather like there are obviously aspects of management, whether it be in-game management, whether it be player management, whether being able to mind you, because he also talks about how he has all these formations, right? It's like 43,000 different types of formations. A competent manager, they see the squad, they are able to identify who has talent, who doesn't have talent, but at the end of the day, they are tasked with getting the best out of their entire squad, not the best out of certain players that that he personally likes. And
i.e. Mikel Merino,
i.e. Mikel Merino, i.e. Ricardo Calamari, i.e. Zinchenko, i.e. Gabriel Jesus, i.e. 29, the German donkey with 4 right cleft hooves.
He'll be back. He'll be back soon. Well,
you're damn right he will be. And so I think I slightly disagree with that. We have the best squad in England. I think we're definitely in the top 2, top 3. But we can still see that there are positions in the first team that are not being filled by players that should be at the caliber of this club. The bench, while it is more populous with, say, a a little bit of a higher quality than we had several years ago. That is certainly acknowledged, and that comes, by default of spending money in the market. But there are still positions as well that if certain players go down, there's such an obvious drop in quality, and that's a problem. Simply because not only are we a big club or purport to be a big club, but if we're a big club like Arsenal, they need to be winning a trophy a year, bar minimum, because that's what big elite clubs do. They win a trophy, period. It may not be the league every year, even though that's what they are aiming to, simply because that's by far like one of the more like perennial titles to seek out. But if you're not able to win the league, if you're not able to win the Champions League, you go for the other trophies. You have to, because that's how elite clubs maintain their status as an elite club. If you keep on peddling this, is your trophy gold from over 2 decades ago, when you have so many fans in the fan base that weren't even born at that time supporting this club, and now they're backing players that they see. So again, like to some fans' credit, the squad that they see out there built by Mikel, to their credit, because they haven't known anything better, it's understandable why they're coming to the conclusion saying, "Oh, well, this is the best squad I've ever seen." Yeah, you're only like 12 years old. You haven't. I mean, you obviously don't recall the years of Cesc Fabregas and Van Persie and Nasri, or Santi, or Ozil, Aubameyang, Sanchez. And we haven't even gotten to the Highbury years yet. You know what I mean? And even as well, when we talk about how good this squad is, some people say, "Oh, well, some of these players, they'll walk into the invincible squad." Are you having a laugh? Are you having a laugh? Back then, the attack and midfield was on point, but the defense was shoddy. Now it is the completely inverted way around. Our defense is relatively solid, but our midfield is a part rice is a bagel. It's empty on the inside, and up front, we look toothless. We look.
Yeah. Sorry, go on.
No, I was just saying. It's not just a matter of being clinical up front. We're not only in years past, we would always create chances, but we would always have a hard time to finish those chances. Now we're not even really creating chances for that matter. And even the forwards that we do have, we should not be saying that Trossard is our best finisher. He's a good player, but the fact that we're saying that a player like Leandro Trossard, who, mind you, a lot of us were very happy to get rid of last summer, and we were asking a big old what to do as to why the club was giving him a pay bump with no contract extension, which also weird moves by them. But the fact that we're still saying in phase 6 with the £1 billion spent, Trossard is our best finisher. Odegaard is our best attacking midfielder. Raya is our best goalkeeper. I mean, there just needs to be such a massive recalibration of what quality is, because, and again, people have access to the internet. Go on YouTube. Some of y'all really need to revisit what our history as a club was, and the fact that, and again, this manager, they need to get the best out of all of their players. And if you won't do that, get someone who will. It should not matter who the employees are at the club. It should not matter who the manager is at the club. The only thing that matters is whether or not those groups of individuals can get us over the line. And if they can't, bin them and find and find personnel who can. I honestly don't know why we're in such a whole hamster wheel trying to do mental gymnastics for players and a manager who are clearly proving to not being able to have that I mean, to have that spine, but all of that goes back to the manager. Rather this squad, how they play is a reflection of how Mikel Arteta played in midfield for Arsenal. Boring, side to side passing. Every now and again there'd be like a little bit of incision, but again, this should not have been the conclusion of £1 billion spent. I really need to shut the fuck up a little bit more. But I mean, like, it's just it is frustrating beyond belief. It really is.
I kind of like. I think I kind of like really want to tap into the game more though, because I think like as much as we can blame the manager, yeah, I think we need to call out some of the performances today. I'm gonna do a ratings for the players today. So we do the ratings to see how we're thinking and what your guys' opinion. Someone said Saka was good today. I felt in the first half anyway, I'll give my assessment when we start talking about it. But anyway, gonna do player ratings today. Actually, I've not even set up the team yet, so let me just set up the team first. So it's Raya in goal. I just asked the question while I'm doing this, yeah. What does that loss do to us? Does it make us stronger, or are we actually going backwards now? Because I personally don't believe that Villa will win the Premier League, but I just felt that we just took a hit today, and we're going to need to recover as well. Open floor.
Well, I think this is the second worst performance I've seen. Probably the worst. This game and the Chelsea game. Arsenal were really horrendous. First half, we didn't create anything. I'm the one who said Saka played well because I think he's the only one who was trying. If I'm going to compare him, because this is a relative aspect, right? You're saying Saka is playing good relative to whom? Relative to our attack. Like when I talk about Mikel Merino, I didn't see Mikel Merino. He offered absolutely nothing. Nothing, right? And if I look to the left, Eze, you guys mentioned that's not his possession, so he didn't really offer much, to be honest. So out of the three, Saka was the best attacker we had. And the whole team, honestly, did not look so good. I can see also Rice. I can see the fatigue creeping into him. He's really looking lethargic a little bit, and I cannot blame him because he's been outstanding so far. And somebody mentioned Timber being the best right back. I totally agree. Why would you sub him with Ben White? I mean, that's because we've been comparing him to the top right backs in the whole world, like Hakimi and all these players. So why the hell wouldn't you play him in the right back? I don't care if you bring academy player from as a center back. Just keep Timber on the right back. So who else? Zubimendi. I mean, the whole team did not really look good. Odegaard, we forced him back into the 10 where Eze was on fire. We had a hat-trick against Tottenham, and he played very well recently. And so far, Odegaard, I mean, since last season, he was really awful. I thought we were going to see a glimpse of Odegaard, like the one who scored 15-plus goals in the season. But, nah, man, this guy is just not... He's not really moving me, to be honest, and he lost. And I don't think he should be our captain because, the captain is the second leader or the leader on the pitch, barring the manager. So I think
1-0 City. Sorry, 1-0 City.
Thanks for dropping.
Look, everyone's unbelievable. Unbelievable.
I'm finishing on my monologue will be very small now. Yeah. And now I think City will win it. I think City will win it. No, man, he just threw me off there, man. He said 1-0 City, man.
Bro. I'm sorry, man.
No, it's okay, bro. But I think City, as bad as they look this season, but at least they have Pep Guardiola. And I kept saying they have Pep Guardiola. People saying, oh, City are not the same. They don't have KDB. They don't have Gundogan. They don't have all these players. But they have Pep. They have somebody who won the league 4 times in a row. How can you just ignore that fact? How? And this is where, all right, Doc, prescribe me something, man. I have PTSD. What should I do?
I'll let you say
Smoke
your
some
thing first,
herb.
and I'll bring it up.
Well, what
did you say?
That is always a
Smoke
valid
some
option. You know, always a little dab of the fruto de la tierra. You know, never goes without.
So mota.
But I mean, look, like the surgeries that we perform at London Colney Renal Center, you will not have any application. There are other fellow friends and colleagues amongst us that would be more apropos, shall we say?
Okay. Well, PTSD is kicking in, so that's all for me. I think City will take over, especially in January. They will spend. I think when January comes, I think they will drop a 200 mil and they will get some good players, and Pep will fine tune his team, and they will go on a crazy run, and then the rest is history.
If we lose this, if we don't win this league, sorry, but Arsenal are finished. We're finished, bro, because there's no way we can consistently do this and not win a league. But anyway,
he's gone at the end of the year, dude. He's gone at the end of the year.
I agree. Berta's not what that's about.
Here's the thing, man. Berta is changing this entire club. 3 board members have walked out since he has come on. He is redoing the entire scouting system, which is why he brought Michele over from Napoli, so that he could have a scouting system similar to the efficiency of what Napoli's done over the last 15 years that he's been there.
Also,
he's not staying, man. This is it for him. And as far as Pep, here's my thing. I don't think Pep needs to spend money in the winter transfer window, if I'm being real. Because here's the thing at the end of the day. Because here's the problem.
Up against
what Chelsea and Villa proved is we don't have this. We don't have the mental, and we ain't got the fucking balls. That's the difference.
It's true.
That's the difference at the end of the day. Chelsea, awful. What do we say when we did the preview? We said Chelsea is a mentality game.
Yep.
We should have went there. This, even as much as I don't rate this manager, he's
2-0 City.
2-0?
But hey, top of the league in December, or sorry, top of the league in the Champions League.
But Sunderland, you know what? Sunderland,
Sunderland what?
Sunderland weren't doing no.
Here's the little violin for that nonsense about Sunderland and all that.
Hey, guys.
Here's the thing at the end of the day. We don't have the mentality. City is not the same City team. I'm sorry. I am one of those people that believe that, because how many times over the last 4 years did De Bruyne and Gundogan bail their asses out over the years? And same thing with Bernardo Silva. Silva ain't the same guy. Tijani Reiners, I'm sorry, man. I watch Serie A. The man is not no fucking Kevin De Bruyne. So let's stop hyping his ass up, because he ain't that type of guy. He does not get physical like De Bruyne could. And he doesn't have the technical ability that Gundogan had. So let's stop with that nonsense. Marmoush, who everybody was hyping up was supposed to be the big guy coming in this year, has been no show. The problem with Arsenal is, once again, we do not have the mentality to push through, because, again, Chelsea was already the measuring stick. We should have went into the bridge and smacked the shit out of Chelsea. We let Chelsea take the initiative to us. That's Arteta slowing the game down again. Look at the difference of the pace, the way that we played against Spurs compared to Chelsea. Night and day. Then, again, we come to Villa with the 3 of our 4 main center backs all injured. We want to play slow, methodical offensive football and leave ourselves open. Dude, Morgan Rogers torched fucking Ben White. Torched his ass the whole game.
Yep.
The whole game. And then, like what Football Rig said, we made Ollie Watkins look like Ronaldo phenomenal. And then when Daniel Malen came on, he looked like he was fucking Romario. That's how bad we look today. Daniel Malen looked good. This is the first year that he's actually looked somewhat decent in his playing career at the top level out of the Eredivisie. Because he wasn't as good at Dortmund. He had spots. Like, this is ridiculous, man. It's not so much just with the squad, it's the mentality. That is what Arsenal has always lacked, is the mentality to get through the tough periods. Shout out to Aaron Talks Arsenal, because he says this every single time. When Arsenal drops points, we drop points in clumps. It's not just one-off games and we get back to winning and getting back to picking up maximum points. We drop points in clusters. We normally drop points, 3-4 game runs. Everybody remembers the historic week of Villa loss, Porto loss, and then West Ham lost that fucked us. Yeah, we came back and beat Porto, but big deal. We couldn't beat a dog shit Bayern Munich.
Yeah, but Gianni, it is merely just one game lost in 18 games. I mean, don't you think that you're overreacting?
Brother, we've been playing like shit the whole season. We've been playing like shit the whole season.
Cringe, man.
Until Eze got moved to the number 10 and the pace of the game picked up, we've been playing like shit for the majority of this season. That's the uncomfortable conversation at the end of the day, is that we have not played to what a billion-pound squad should be. And once again, the mentality coming into the bad months. Again, Waffle, you and me had like a 20-minute conversation about this. December, January, February is our shit months. Those are our 3 bad months. And we're already stumbling into it, dropping points.
Yeah.
6.
And then on top of it, let's look at the games against the big teams. Manchester United, we got to win. Barely, because we didn't play good the first game of the year. We lost to Liverpool. We drew City. And Tottenham's win. And we tied Chelsea. Cool, we got 6 points against the other big 6 teams. And the 6 points that we got are the 2 dog shit teams. The teams that we're in competition for, we haven't beat yet. And now, I agree, I don't think Villa's going to make a run for the title. I think Villa's definitely a contender for top 4. Mm-hmm. But again, at the end of the day, now they're into the mix and they're the bogey team. So it's the same old shit, man. It's the same shit, different day. Same shit, different day with this team, or in this term, same shit, different season.
But Gianni, you're too negative, man. We've not conceded we've conceded in the last 4 games.
Yeah,
bro. Besides that, what's the definition of insanity? To continue the same thing and expect different results. The same thing all over again, man. It's the same thing all over again, man.
And when we talk about mentality as well, right, gentlemen?
We're still top.
Well, for the time being, I think we're just keeping the seat warm for someone else at this stage.
Bro, we got 2-3 weeks time. We won't be games. Just domestic games. We got Wolves. We got Brighton. We got Everton. We got Villa. And do we have one other game? And then we have Club Brugge on the road in Champions League, which that should have been the game. Again, this will tell us even more about the manager. Club Brugge now. You really going to start the full starting 11 when we got to risk games every 3 days?
Yeah.
No, it should rotate.
The thing that I wanted to say about mentality.
One more thing, real quick. One more thing. Why the fuck was Max Dowman not with this fucking team? Who gives a shit about an under 21 behind closed doors friendly? Fuck off.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
Where is he? Where is Dowman?
He's staying with the youth. He's not bringing them.
Yeah, no, I mean, like it's an absolute disgrace, and we've seen players like Cesc, like Wilshere come onto the scene at what, 16, 17,
yeah.
And they were, and they were displacing first team players, but we know why we know why the youth, especially players like Ethan, like Max, will never get first time action, is simply because the positions that they would be playing in are protected by the manager.
Mm-hmm.
It is all intentional, and simply so for example, right? Like, so Miles Lewis-Skelly is a great example of this. Miles Lewis-Skelly displaced Alexander Zinchenko, and Zinchenko with Arteta, they go back a long time, back to City. Like, they are friends outside the pitch. So how is it, after spending how much money on left backs over the years? It's at least over 150 million quid for sure on left backs alone, just for the fact that we were able to find a left back. I don't want to say an option, but I mean, Lewis Skelly had a great season last year, and while he has been scapegoated this year with very underwhelming performances. I attribute those performances to a lack of faith from the manager, from also being blackballed after that one like less than average performance that he had, and now he is in the doghouse, but simply because he had demonstrated to the world and to the club that there was an internal option already existing in the academy that was able to go toe to toe with the likes of like Real Madrid, and a bunch, and also, I mean, like, and he had a phenomenal game last year. Phenomenal season last year. But the reason why, for example, like Ethan is not getting any game time is simply because if he were to continue putting in performances either in the 10 or on the wing, like people would be calling for Saka and Odegaard to get dropped simply because, like, again, like they are not adhering to the standards that they need to. And I will pause like real quick because I'm not sure like if you got to go, Sammy, or not. But no, it's like all I want to say, like with the mentality aspect, like we've seen this mentality in the latter stages of Wenger's managerial career, right? Like so whether it be bottling, whether it be like screwing up in the Champions League final in 05-06, whether it be bottling league titles in 2007, 2008, or 2013-14, or 2015-16. Mikel Arteta has been part of that mentality. He has absorbed that, and if you recall, Wenger always spoke so highly of Mikel, called him the teacher's pet of the club. Like Mikel was learning everything wrong from Arteta. Not everything. Sorry, Mikel was learning everything wrong from Wenger. All the worst things of that second part of Wenger's managerial career, Arteta was absorbing as if it was like a cacti, like thirsty in the desert. And we are seeing it here play out again, where we have bottled back-to-back league titles, where we have spent all this money, and yet we spent all this money and we're still talking about squad depth. We're still talking about position. We're still talking about positions that are missing quality. That is probably one of the greatest abject failures of this club. And the fact that the ownership have not held this manager to account prior is a direct dereliction to this club.
All right, listen, I'm going to do the quick ratings and get out of here. Yeah, so make sure you subscribe to all the channels as well, people. All the channels have been put into the chat as well. I need to put in Johnny's channel as well. But yeah, let's just share this. So first we've got Raya in goal. What we saying on Raya today? What's your rating? Let's go around the panel. And then we'll try and see if we can collectively think of 5. Yeah.
Yeah, 5.
Anyone else?
Yeah, I'm also saying 5. Yep.
5. Yeah. Okay. We give him a 5.
But I had to say, like, rather like that Matty Cash goal. I mean, that was so
class.
well taken by him. Yeah, that was so well taken by him.
He had good saves, but
went for his legs though, man. That peeved me off though.
Yeah, that's why I'm giving him a 5.
Benny Blanco. What did you think of his performance today?
Honestly, I'm going to give him a 3.5. Morgan Rogers was chefing his ass up.
Yeah, 3 for me too. It was underwhelmed.
Yeah, I would probably say 4, but I mean, like, I think it's I mean, like, it's definitely below 5. So whatever you guys select with, I'm cool with.
Can you do 3.5? Yes, you can. Timber today. What did you think of Timber's performance today? And chat, get involved as well. Timber, I thought he was all right in the first half.
4 maybe.
4.
I'm going.
It's still below average. For me, average is 5, right? That's the average.
Yeah, I'm
saying agree with that at least.
Do you think Timber was that bad today? I don't think he was.
Bro, if you go back and watch the first 30 minutes of the game, Villa couldn't find the final pass to get chances on us early on in the game before the Matty Cash goal came. He was always out of position. He was getting bullied as well, wasn't he? He's stepping forward. He's playing just as far up as like what Ben White was doing as a fullback.
Yes. Yes. Yep.
That's why I'm giving him such a low number, because it's clear as day. If you got a fullback and a center back lined up at the same, and your center back's back here and your other fullbacks here, bro, this ain't the 1980s where we're playing sweeper stopper in a diamond 4. We ain't doing that shit no more.
What would you give him, Waffle?
Do you know what? It's crazy that I'm going to give him this score, yeah, but I'm probably going to give him a 4 today. I thought everyone was under par today.
Yeah. So I said 4. Why are you panicking?
He said 4.
Oh man, seriously, man.
So I'm gonna do. I just pulled out the calculator so I can just put on the average. So 4, 4, 3, and Doc. What you saying, Doc?
So 4, yeah. We going with a 4.
Yeah, I was going to go with the 4 as well.
Okay.
All right.
Next, Incapie.
Well, actually, just before before I answer this, like, does anyone know the field tilt from this game? How about how about the deserve to win-o-meter percentage? Does anyone have like a rating on that?
Dude, if I hear anybody talk about we deserve to get a draw or get something out of this game, I'm gonna blow a fucking gasket.
What was the XG even looking like? Perhaps, you know what I mean? Like, I mean, like, rather, like, are we talking?
We looked good only in the first 10 minutes of the second half. That's the only time we looked good. The first 10 minutes of the second half. That's it.
Yeah.
Everton cooking 2-0 up against Forest. What a player Ndai is. I would love Ndai.
Yeah, he's decent, man. He's decent.
Yeah.
So Kincapi, I would also say 4. I would maybe say 4.5 simply because like he did pick up the game a little bit in the second half, but that mistake at the end for the final goal, I mean that was
who was it his fault for that goal?
I put it down to his fault because he should have just cleared the damn thing.
Yeah.
You should have went in there, no nonsense. Who cares what you got to do at that point? Just clear the fucking ball.
So we going.
I agree with the lads.
We're going 4. We'll put 4 for him.
Yeah, go 4. Okay. I'm gonna start with Gianni on this one. I'm gonna start with Gianni on this one because I know it's one of his favorite players at the club.
Timu Armani model, right?
2.
Did you see?
Waffle, what
yellow card he gave away
at the beginning? What do we say when we had the huge panel when we were talking about the game going into the Chelsea game? This guy, when everyone said that he had a good game, they don't talk about the fact that the other center back or Rice is doubling up on the right wingers that he goes against. They doubled up on Salah. They doubled up on Esteval. Now this guy got left alone. John McGinn looked like a class winger when this motherfucker's a number 8. Why is a number 8 looking class out on the wing like that? Obviously, it's because of how Emery plays, because he shifts him in and inverts and then lets Rodgers gets the free Roman roll on the left-hand side. But Calafiori looked dog shit on John McGinn. He's a good player. Don't get me wrong. John McGinn's a good player. I think he's an underrated player at that. But Calafiori looked like shit. He looked like shit. When we get Magalhaes and Saliba back, Hincapié should get put at the left back starting role, and this asshole should not be starting.
Yeah.
What are we giving him, guys? Who Dr. Seymour, what did you think of Calafiori today?
Yeah, I mean, I think 2 is being very generous. I think of value that people don't perhaps consider anymore is consistency. You know, like so it's like on one hand, you know, like Calafiori has demonstrated some quality like this season. He has done fairly well in some matches, but when he and every player does have a certain spanner at the end of the day, but you know, like it's just a lack of consistency that a lot of these players have. We know that they have performances in their. We know that they have performances like the ones against Atletico Madrid and Spurs and Bayern in their locker, but the fact that they don't show it consistently, you know, like that, where they say form is temporary and class is permanent. Yeah, he is the defining example of just that. Form is temporary, so I'm 2 at best.
Okay, let's give him a bloody 2 then. Right, next we got. Do you know what? Zubamendi frustrated me today, man.
He was the worst player.
This guy, he doesn't want.
You know this. 1.5. He gets a 1.5. He was the worst fucking player on the field for us.
Do you know what? Do you know what Zubimendi does? Yeah, he doesn't want the physical battle. Yeah, he just wants to stay. He just wants to be in space and receiving the ball. And the thing is, yeah, when you're playing games like that, you need a bit of physicality. I would have rather. Do you know what? I don't even rate Norgard like that. Yeah, but Norgard would have probably given us more in this game because at least he's offering some physicality. You know what I mean? You know,
but he's better. He's better than Partey. Fuck out of here.
Yeah,
he's dog shit.
I'll give him a 2.
I'm giving him a 1, but who else wants to? You know, we're gonna have to
1 2.
1, yeah.
1 2.
Trash.
One.
The absolute bum. You know, like,
when Jorginho's more physical than you, you got a problem.
Rather, like the fact that there are players in this squad that are making me long for the days of players of yesteryear that were absolutely bogus. I mean, hell, I'd rather have Danielson in this squad than Zubimendi. On God.
No, who's the Egyptian cat?
Yes, Smiley El Neni. That's what I said. Yeah.
El Neni.
El Neni was the replacement for Norgard is the new El Neni. We rather there's still a massive
big up Static.
There's a massive lapse of quality between Rice and Norgard. It is almost on par to Saliba and Rob Holding.
Shout out to Static in the building. Zubi Doo, where were you?
Hiding.
Players yesterday in the past are better than current players now. I miss those past players, but we're all negative, guys. We're all negative, guys. You know, we've been very good this season, guys. I don't care how good we've been. We need to win games, man. This is why you get people like Chelsea Dan calling us bottlers, yeah, because you know what? He needs to see us winning titles, just like ourselves. Anyway, moving on to Mr. Do It All Rice. What do you think of Rice today?
I give him a 5. He'd be the only one that gets a 5 in this squad for me.
I was actually I was even going to say 5.5, just because as you were saying, I mean, like it looks like he's the only one that actually gives a damn.
He can't do it all on his own, though, guys. Come on, let's be fair, though. He can't do it all on
Waffle,
his own.
Did you see Shane Gooner's shout out to Shane Gooner, the Irish breakfast that he did like 2 days ago?
No.
Vigilante, shout out to AFC Vigilante. He sent a video. I forgot where he got it from. It might have been a short. Rice's ankle is already taped up.
What?
When he came off the pitch against Brentford, his socks came up. His ankle is already that much bigger with the tape around it. So he's fighting
injections,
Yes, he's already getting injections and fighting an injury. If I get, I'll reach out to Shane and try to get you the video.
So I'll give him then 5.5 then, and if that's the case, just because he's struggling with that and also fatigue. So I'll give him 5.5.
And imagine he gets hurt and we got to see Zubimendi and Norgard or Zubimendi and Marino and Odegaard. It'll be Zubimendi, Marino, and Odegaard because this asshole wants that Real Sociedad midfield.
Breaking quote. Mikel Arteta on Arsenal's late defeat against Aston Villa. You may hear a little bit of an echo from what we had heard earlier. We are 18 games unbeaten, and still the margin is so small. Use that pain to go again. That's football.
Get the hell out of here, man.
Have we heard that before?
Yeah, we have.
I think we've heard that from someone else, haven't we?
We most certainly had. I mean, like again, like you can honestly not write this up. You cannot write this. You know, like I mean, this is what we call propaganda, established and and injected in the veins. They are on that IV drip of Arteta sexualese. Let me tell you,
drinking the Arteta Kool-Aid.
It is crazy out here.
Let's go to who should we go? Let's go Eze next. Let's go Eze. We go left to right today.
It was below average, to be honest.
What is going on with Eze? Do you think it was a confidence thing that he's not been very good recently though, has he? He's not, even though they say he provides magic moments. He's not really been.
He's playing out of position, bro.
Yeah, yes,
he's playing out of position.
Yeah,
there's a different. Go ahead, Doc.
No, I'm sorry. Like, I really got to speak on this because you know what? Like this, there have been so many fans in this, and also like this a-hole manager has been saying, oh, well, you know, we have to give 50 games to, you know, rather to 29, you know, like, and then you can judge him at this point. You know, like all of these idiots, they have all been backing all of these subpar inferior players. They have been on their knees for this manager for all this time, and yet they will not, and yet they will be like they will be with torches and pitchforks at every single opportunity for players that Arteta didn't want or doesn't rate, because we both know that Eze and Gyökeres, for that matter, were both signed by Berta, because we also know because Arteta wanted Tesco and Nico Williams. That's exactly who he wanted instead of.
Yeah.
You know, so for the fact, I mean, like, so what Arteta's doing, simply because, again, like, because he has his favorites, and also because he specifically orients the tactics and directions, you know, that the squad takes out to get the best out of certain players. If you are not in his good graces, he will do everything to sabotage your performance. Now, so look, it's not to say that Eze is faultless. It is very unfortunate that he was the left back. I guess. Well, again, he was in the left back. He was where Calafiore should have been, like on the first goal. And you have to ask yourself, where the hell is Calafiore for the first goal? Like, why is Eze so far deep in our own box, being forced to defend for that goal, right? But again, if I ask that, I'm toxic and negative. I have an agenda. And additionally, when we're not feeding Gyökeres, who is one of the most informed strikers in the world, who was banging goals domestically, who was doing the bits in the Champions League, suddenly just got space jammed as soon as he got over to London Colney. I'm sorry, but like, again, like it is so blatant, pardon my French, so blatantly fucking obvious, like what is going on here. You know, like, you know, like it is so blatant that this manager is doing fuck all to get the best out of these players, proven players. Like Eze is a league proven player. He was doing bits in Crystal Palace, and now he looks like a core of the player. But the fact of the matter is, we know he's quality, and also as well, like, because we've seen it with Saka. We're also going to talk about him as well. They perform at a higher level at the national level than they do domestically, simply because they allow players like Eze and Saka to be able to express themselves more freely in the final third. And yet this a-hole manager is doing nothing to get the best out of the players that are going to win us the title. So yeah, I apologize. I had to get that out, Johnny. But
yeah, you're good. You're good.
This comment here from AFC, comment of the day for me in my chat, man. Absolute elite with what he just says here. Yeah.
Thank you. Yes.
Yeah.
Evidence. Yes. Facts.
Yes. While he was in that position that he was in for the first goal, there is a little bit of blame on his part, but I can't really fault him too much, because again, like, he shouldn't have even been in that position to begin with. Additionally, that offside, rather the goal that he did score that was offsides, really unfortunate, because there was a lot of good interplay just prior to that.
He switched off, but he's not a defensive player, so don't play him there.
Absolutely correct. So overall, I would give him like a 4.5 or a 5.
I give him a 5. I'm giving him a 5 and giving him average because he shouldn't be out there.
You're absolutely correct. Yeah.
Anybody, I'm just going to say this, and I don't care how many people get pissed off by this. Anybody who believes that Eze can play left wing because of the way he played at Crystal Palace shows you don't know what the fuck about this sport. You don't know shit about this fucking sport. I'm sorry, man. There's a big difference between a left 10 and a left winger.
Yes.
As a standard position, if you watch Crystal Palace, he's never out wide unless he's trying to save a ball from going out of bounds to retain possession. That's it. His starting position and Sarr's starting position is the end of the 18-yard box, and they stay within that area. That's why Crystal Palace at many different times, Sarr would tuck into the middle, Eze moves up as a secondary striker right behind Mateta, and vice versa when he would get the ball, come into the middle, and then you have Sarr and Mateta. If you think he's a left winger, you don't know shit about this sport. And it also goes for, even though we didn't get him, that also goes for when everybody was shouting they wanted Lookman from Atalanta. You'd have got the same fucking problem if you'd have tried to make him as a touchline winger. It don't happen like that. This guy should be in the 10. We just said about with Odegaard. Why is he slowing the play down? Every time he touches the ball, he's taking way too many touches. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Absolutely. He gets a 5 because that's just stupidity on the manager.
We all agree 5, yeah?
Yeah.
I think
I disagree with 5.
Sorry, no, go on. What's your opinion?
No, I disagree with the 5. I understand that he's out of position, but he didn't really offer anything. Is it because of his position? Probably, but still, on the pitch, he didn't really do much. No creation, no. Sorry. I mean, I know that he could have done something. I'm not blaming him, but I'm just judging him based on his performance. I mean, regardless of why it's happening, that's a different story. Like the gentleman's just mentioned, he's out of position. That's completely fine, and I understand it. But
my question is, did he see much of the ball, though? Did he get the ball that much?
That's what I'm saying. So why would I give him a 5? You know what I mean? I'm not saying why. The reason has been covered by the guys, but anyways, yeah, we'll go with 5. It's fine.
And I'll say, like certainly to that point, I think it was why I was maybe like leaning out like on the 4.5 a little bit, just because rather like I do believe that I believe that he could be doing a little bit more to impose himself in the game.
I'm going to drop that down.
Yeah. But simultaneously, I think a lot of that is being tempered by the manager's tactics and directions, and that if Eze were to ultimately go against like those tactics and directions, like he may just be dropped altogether. So I mean, like, but I do. I mean, like, but I do hear that. I mean, like personally, I would want him to take more control of the game. I don't think Arteta is giving him license to do that.
Nope.
He's getting a 4. On to Odegaard, who actually got man of the match today. Let me tell you something. There was one thing that I was very impressed with him. Yeah, that shot.
Yeah.
Where Martinez tipped it over the bar. That shot. If that would have,
he had a couple of shots. Yeah, he had
a few shots. Pillowfoot had some shots.
Pillowfoot had a concrete injection.
What did you think of his performance overall? Yeah, today.
Yeah,
3 at best. I mean, honestly,
give him a 4.
Bro, shots don't get you nothing if they're not going.
Also, passes and creation.
He done some. He made some good passes
to the far post.
He did make a few decent passes. That reverse one. Remember when he done that reverse one with his right? But I think Saka was offside or someone was offside.
Yeah, Saka was offside. But again, that's cool and all. But
and Trossard as well.
You know, again, the issue at the end of the day is that we've been scoring goals from open play when we're attacking the opposite team with pace. There was no pace in this attack. Outside of a few little instances when he touched the ball, it's same old Odegaard. 5 too many fucking touches and majority pass backwards and allow the defense to reset the play. I'm sorry, man. Eze showed that we can't play that way no more, especially with the number 10 in this 4-2-3-1 system and not playing that 4-3-3 flat. No, man. He gets a 3.
You know, honestly, I thought he was just as bad as Zubimendi. Really and truly, I thought he was
harsh. I think that's harsh.
Well, rather, just hear me out. So first and foremost, he is the captain of this squad.
Hey guys, I gotta bounce, guys. I gotta go.
Yeah, no problem. Big up, Gianni, man. Big up, man.
Hope you guys have a good rest of your weekend.
Yeah, and you too. Yeah, we're gonna end this.
Bless up to you, man. Thank you. Take care. So, so ultimately, like, he's the captain. Like, he needs to be leading by example, and this is why I don't fuck with him as a captain, like, of this club, because he does not. He's neither vocal nor does he lead on the pitch by example. I thought he was pedestrian and a passenger, like, through most of the game. Like, that one shot that he had, that was probably the highlight of his game. Simply because, you know, like, I mean, like we never see it. He was getting bullied off the ball. Like Kamara and Onata had him like in their pocket for the majority of the game. Like he's like, I don't rate him whatsoever. And just as well, like in such a pivotal match like this, like where we needed to get a result, I don't see him stepping up. And also as well, like he's also rather like he is like he's been in the squad now for years. He is so happy to have Saka back because rather he's always playing it to the right. That is his safe space. Might as well call it rather the Odegaard habitat for humanity because that is his safe space over there. Like I would give him a 2. Like and I think I'm being so polite with that too. Like really, I would sold him last summer. I would sell him in the winter. I would sell him like next summer. He is just so average. He would probably get into maybe like a Brighton side at best.
Honestly, Doc, I think your hate for him is superseding you from seeing what happened in the game. I'll be honest with you. I mean, I know your hatred towards him as a player.
It's a very strong word. I mean, like his
gameplay. I'm talking about his gameplay, of course. I'm not talking about him as a human being, of course.
Okay.
Yeah, but this game in particular, I think he had a couple of shots. Also, he had a couple of good passes. Not good enough. I agree on that part. He's a captain, which you point out rightfully so, because he should be leading and carrying this team. I hear that, but this game, I think barring Odegaard, who really did something and created something this game, right? That's what I'm saying.
Well, I mean, like, but to that end, though, like that's also on the squad and the manager, like to hold that L. But to that end, like, are we really saying that? Oh yeah, he had a few good passes and one shot, and and that's like deserving of a 4 or a 5. Like when he is in the position that he is in at the club, like and on the pitch, like I think that I think we're being awfully generous to someone who is the captain of this club, as well as a very well paid professional footballer who is also the captain of his national team. We all expect this club to be in a title race, and when we're going to Villa Park, a game that we needed to win, especially after the results that we have been having in the league. 7 points dropped in the last 30 days. All right. We all know how fine the margins are, and 7 points is a good chunk of points that may or may not dictate the end of this season. So, I mean, with all of these factors in mind, as we're going to a stadium where we need to lay down another marker to prove to the league that we not only have the quality on the pitch, we also have the mentality as well to get over the line. We have done it again. We have flogged that opportunity, and so again, that's just my opinion. As I said the other day, we have had such a luxury of attacking midfielders at this club just at this stadium, let alone at Highbury. And I feel that there's still too much adoration over the tree that was 22-23, where he had a very nice season, but outside of that, the year prior and the years after have been so inferior and so subpar. It's the same kind of adoration that they gave Timu, Joey Barton, Granit Xhaka, calling him a legend at the club when he had one decent season over a span of 7.
Grealish is having a great season as well, yeah. With me, I'm not going to be as harsh on... I am going to be harsh, but not as harsh. For me, I thought today that Odegaard did try, but he's also that player that he's too risk averse. He's too safe. I don't like that. I really don't like that in players. Yeah? I like players that take a lot of risks, and Yeah, there was a few times where he got bullied off the ball, but he wasn't our worst player today. I don't think he was our worst player today. But in saying that, I didn't want him to start today. I would have preferred Eze started in that 10 position because less touches. We needed less touches today. We didn't need loads of possession on the ball today. We just needed, look up, play that ball, and then, get on with it. So I'm going to give Odegaard, I'm going to give him a 5, I'm going to give him a 5. What do you got?
I was going to give him a 4.
Really?
I was giving him a 4, yeah. Personally. No.
All right, we'll do the 4.5 then. We'll do the 4.5 then.
Hold on.
We're gonna do the average of what you guys said. So 5 plus 4.
Did he get assist today? Did he get assist?
Divided by 3. So
no,
that's
Saka, isn't it? That's Saka. Saka got the assist.
Being fair is 3.5. Average of what we just said. The 2, the 4, and the 5.
Didn't he get the pre-assist though today?
The pre-assist? What are we doing here?
Right, he's getting a 1, yeah? No, I'm giving him a 2. Listen, I'm not arguing with none of you guys, man. I'm just giving him a 2. Should we give him a 2, yeah?
No. Well, I mean, I think as Football Rig said, we can do an average, of the 3 scores. I think that's. If we want to be reasonable, if
3.5. 3.5.
Yeah, I think
3.5, yeah.
Yeah,
that's the average.
Yeah. Do you know what really annoys me today? Yeah, is that Arteta hasn't learned, and you've actually been talking about it all this stream. He hasn't learned from the 6 years he's been here. Yeah, that just putting in your favorites doesn't mean that you're going to win games. Yeah,
yeah.
And just playing Odegaard just because he's come back, yeah, and just destroying everything that we've done over the 18 games. Yeah, it's ludicrous, so to speak. It's ridiculous. Next one. Go on.
No, I apologize, but to that point, what Mikel had said after the match as well. Saying that we are 18 games unbeaten, still the margin is so small. X, Y, and Z. Use that pain to go again. That also breeds that soft pussy mentality, that weak underbelly. That
Pep's never saying that, is he? Pep's never saying
zero accountability.
You're damn right. You're damn like Arteta is allergic to accountability. Absolutely allergic. Because again, if someone has to take accountability, it's why we call Arteta a narcissist. He is a classic textbook narcissist. Narcissists don't take accountability.
Yeah, he should come out and say, yes, we screwed up and we're going to learn from the mistakes and we're going to try. I mean, you got to admit sometimes, the L. Just take the L, bro.
You're right, but but that goes completely counter to this idea that he is infallible. That rather that everything that he does is correct. That that he is both perfect, omnipotent, and that he is incapable of fault. That's why there is such a cult following for him to this day, that are still supporting him after doing fuck all in this league over the last 6 years.
Yeah, man, I agree. It's not coming.
Oh, we're gonna have. Well, we need to have a long. Well, this
four for me.
4. Yeah. What did you think of Saka today?
I thought he was the best attacker and player we had. I mean,
I thought he was. I thought he was putting in some good crosses today. Usually his crosses are a little bit but
the doctor's not happy.
Huh?
That's a heavy sigh from the doctor. Let's see what the doc says.
No,
he got assist today, didn't he?
I'll let you finish, Abs. I'll let you finish.
No. Listen, I'm one of Saka's biggest nemesis. I thought, based on his previous performances recently, I thought he was a little bit better today. But in saying that, when he got on the ball as well, I just thought, are you going to go past your man, or are you just going to just dilly-dally and do step-overs, which didn't amount to anything? And he is another player that I felt at times wanted to be safe and wanted to play it to him. And Odegaard got this weird connection where they just love to play small passes to each other. He got the assist. He had a shot in the first half as well that I thought was pretty decent as well. Yeah, that's about it, really. So yeah, go on. Here we go. Let's hear it.
4.
No, yeah, so I think performance wise, well, so I think today I'm giving him a 3, but we really need to have we really need to have a discussion about his future. Yes, because because again, look, I personally I do rate Saka, not only because like he is a Hale ender, not only because he's a quality player, but he is. I mean, like he does emblemize and personify like a lot of good values that this club, like should be adhering to. Here's my problem. Very similarly, like to Odegaard, this was a match that he needed to rather to take the match by the reins, and perform as we know that he is capable of performing. It was like, and so to that end, like he had an assist, great, but there was definitely a lot more needed. There were times that he was also getting bullied off the ball. There were times where he was losing possession, and there were also such wayward crosses as well. And my concern, so this may get clipped. There should be a consideration about potentially upgrading him next summer. We are talking about someone who has lost a step of pace from that injury, and we may have also seen the best of him as a result of that. Now, to that end, I also believe that if we had a better manager, I believe if we also had more diversity of players in the final third, I think that he has been carrying the offensive load of this squad for far too long, and he has had that psychologically embedded in his mind, where maybe creating pressure on his own accord. But I also blame the manager for not reorienting, or rather diversifying his game to involve more players and to involve now like one of the best strikers in Europe. I still think that we should. I think again, I don't think anyone is safe. And we're talking about Starboy, right? And we're talking. I mean, like people rate Saka very highly in the world, like one of the best wingers in the world. Like some of the best wingers in the world. They're able to get past their man. They're able to be, again, consistency. They're able to be consistent, and consistency is a massive part of the game. He has like one of the highest transfer values at the club. And now that we have an actual like technical director and scout director that actually have like proven results in the market over time, like identifying like good talent ID. I'm just saying, it's not something that I want, but I think it's something that needs to start being considered, especially if he wants to get a contract pay increase at $300K a week. We are already seeing what the result is of paying Gabriel Jesus in 29, like $250K plus wages. Like players need to earn their wages. Like they can't be earning it just by sole reputation of what they've done years past. Like age-old question in football: what are you doing for me now?
Yeah, what have you done for me? Yeah, what have you done for me lately? But so what are we giving him? A 3, 4? What are we giving him?
What is your rating? So I gave him a 4. The doc gave him a 3.
I'm giving him a 4, but I could come down to a 3.5. It's only because he got an assist as well, and
then it should be a 3.5.
3.5. Okay. Last but not least, have you seen this guy? Because I never saw him all game.
0.
This was the hero last week. I mean, this
0, man.
This is what I'm saying. You can't get too excited about Marino because he's going to give you something.
Can I give a 0?
Nah, that's how that.
Ooh, sounds a bit toxic and negative, no?
What did he do?
Tell me what did he do? Tell me what did he do? Tell me. What did he do?
He was
a single positive thing for the team. Tell me anything, even if it's a tackle. I'll accept it. Let's go.
Oh no, I'm not defending him in the slightest. No, I'm not his player.
I can't think of anything he done today. I didn't even notice him on the pitch. I didn't even know he was playing.
And that's a problem. I mean, you could say that as a compliment for a defender. You didn't notice him. Oh, that means your defense were solid. But for an attacker not to show up, I mean, that's
bro. You know what? This is what he's getting, bro.
I'm giving him a 0, but I don't know about 0.5.
You can't give him a 0.
No, I mean, he was absent. You know, but I mean, a lot of players were absent. But no, he was more often grazing grass on the pitch, you know, like after
the wall man
side, man. Like it's like I mean, like it's crazy, you know. Like and again, like all goes back to consistency. Like we know that he has good games, but then he pulls goose eggs like that, you know. Like that's not what we need. And that's not going to win us the league either. I can tell you that much.
Last question before we get out of here, because I need to pray and everything. Yeah. Will Arsenal win the league?
No.
I don't like the sound of that. I do not like the sound of that.
Oh, well, but I mean, Abs, we weren't going to win the league. Again, like,
you didn't have no hope. You did not have no hope that we're going to win the league this season. What about you?
I did have hope.
I've still got.
Nice. I hope that kills you, man.
The Chelsea one, just that just taunted that hope, that confidence that I have, and then this game just obliterated all the hope that I have.
Well, all I can say is that look. I mean, I've supported this club since '97. I have seen rather like I watched the VHS tapes of George Graham in that era. I watched the old VHS tapes of the Arsenal season reviews during during Wenger's era. Like this rather like it's either one or two things. Like either the players are good enough but the manager isn't, or the players aren't good enough but the manager is good enough. But to that end, these players are the manager's players. Like these rather this squad is his. This is the squad that he has built. And when we see performances like this, again, it just goes back to that soft underbelly. It just goes back to reiterating the same things that we've all been saying, that that they don't have that last piece, whether be certain positions on the pitch. Because I certainly think that we could definitely use like a number 8. I still think we could also be upgrading.
Please, thank you very much. Thank you very much for saying
that. Definitely in the 8, left winger, and I would also be looking at a keeper as well. I think Ray is a solid number 2, as was Ramsdale.
I think so too. I think we need a new keeper. I think he's too comfortable. He's too comfortable, and some of the things he does in games, I'm questioning. Remember, he came from Brentford, by the way, yeah.
Right.
He came from Brentford, not an elite club.
So you guys blame Raya for the goals?
No. That first goal, he's got to save that first goal. I think it's gone through his legs. It's gone straight through his legs. It's not like he's close. It's gone through his legs, man. It's a good goal.
He shouldn't control the ball and shoot it in the first place, Cash.
Yeah.
I mean, personally, I have never rated small, rather short goalkeepers. I've always wanted my keeper to be this, massive, gangly thing. Pause. I would have loved to have seen Szczesny build his career.
You think we should have signed Donnarumma, for instance, instead of City?
It's not a bad shout, and he's that big guy, and he pulls.
He would have been an upgrade on him. I think I would have gone for a Mike Magnan. I grew up in an era seeing Petr Cech, Van der Sar.
Did you see that thing what Raya done in the first half with the ball when he kind of controlled it, but it went towards our goal?
Oh yeah. I almost had a heart attack, man.
Yeah, and those are the things that encourage teams. Yeah, okay, their keeper's having a nightmare, and it's this thing, and I want to just say this last thing. It's this nervy composition that we have going into these really big clashes and that, yeah. And sorry, that stems become the manager, and that energy steeps into all the players. Yeah. And that's all I'm going to say about that. People, make sure you smash up the like. I need to do a show with you as well, Football Rig, one of these days as well, man. I'm definitely going to jump on your channel if I get the invite, God willing, inshallah. But anyway, people, yeah, big up to everyone in the building that's supported today. It's been a rough day, man, for me, man. I don't even want to watch no more football today, man. Sunderland still, no, Sunderland ain't winning. Oh, Everton, man. Everton are playing well, you know, 2-0 against Forest. But anyway, people, yeah, it's enough football talk. We're out of here, man. Peace.
Peace, man. Cheers.
Bless.